India and South Africa on Friday signed a memorandum of understanding to introduce 12 African cheetahs annually over the next 8 to 10 years. In terms of agreement, an initial batch of 12 cheetahs will be flown from South Africa to India next month. The cats will join 8 cheetahs brought in India from Namibia last year. The initiative to reintroduce cheetahs to a former rain state is being carried out following the local extinction of this iconic species due to overhunting and loss of habitat in the last century. The terms of MOU will be reviewed every 5 years to ensure it remains relevant. Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav termed this initiative as an encouraging development for Project Cheetah and a matter of pride for nature lovers. In a tweet, he said restoring cheetahs is a priority for the government with far reaching conservation consequences. The minister said India looks forward to welcoming the cheetahs from South Africa. Employees Provident Fund Organization EPFO launched a massive outreach program in all the districts through a revamped Nidhi Aapka Nikat program for expanding its presence across the country. The aim of this program is to reach all the districts on 27th every month and strengthen the relationship between the organization and its stakeholders. In this direction, EPFO on Friday organized camps in 685 districts. The program was e-launched by Labour and Employment Secretary Aarti Ahuja from EPFO headquarters in the presence of Central Provident Fund Commissioner and other officials. The event was attended online by more than 850 participants, including members of parliament, members of legislative assemblies, CBT members, regional committee members, district collectors, officials from state and district administration, representatives from industrial bodies, and officers from the field offices. Today, inception meeting of Startup 20, the new engagement group of G20 initiated by India has begun in Hyderabad. Union Tourism Minister G. Kishan Reddy, G20 Sherpa Amitabh Kand, Startup 20 Chair Chindan Vaishnav, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade participated, while about 180 delegates from G20 member countries and 9 special invitee countries besides stakeholders including startups, investors, and innovators attended the inaugural meeting. The Union Minister asked the delegates to visit tourist places in India and places of cultural importance during startup meetings. Speaking on the occasion, G20 Sherpa said the country has achieved considerable growth in the field of startups due to massive disruption in the fields of science and technology. This has led to the development of digital identity and digital public platforms, he added. Mr. Reddy mentioned that the number of startups was about 250 in 2016 and increased to over 90,000 at present during the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that India has a rich ecosystem of startups, out of which 50% are led by women. He said the country is going to be one of the largest economies in the world in the upcoming decades, and the role of startups is immense. Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal also addressed the delegates taking part in the Startup 20 inception meeting through a video message. He said innovation will be the strongest pillar to make India a developed nation, stating that innovation will be the catalytic force for economic and social development. He said the startup ecosystem has grown tremendously in many sectors since its inception in 2016. The Center today established 3 grievance appellate committees GAZ based on the recently amended Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. The committees are composed of 3 members each. The Electronics and Information Technology Minister said the GAZ is a piece of overall policy and legal framework to ensure that the internet in India is open, safe, trusted, and accountable. This process is going to be completely digital and online, it added. Here, the users will have the option to appeal against the decisions of the grievance officer of the social media and other online intermediaries before the new appellate body. The committee will endeavor to address the users' appeals within a period of 30 days. The users can make their appeals on www.gac.gov.in portal. The next Khelo India Youth Games will kickstart on the 30th of this month in Madhya Pradesh, in which multiple Target Olympic Podium Scheme (TOPS) development athletes will participate. This elevates the magnitude of the games at the tops. Athletes who are international achievers already will inspire the grassroots level athletes to up the ante and provide a tough competition. A total of 6,000 athletes are set for competition that will take place in the 8 cities of Madhya Pradesh and in New Delhi. Khelo India Youth Games will feature a total of 27 disciplines, with water sports being included for the first time in the history of the Games. The Adal Innovation Mission, Nidhi Ayog, Central Board of Secondary Education, Ministry of Education, and Intel India in New Delhi have collaborated to bring a change in the education sector by embedding future skills such as artificial intelligence and tinkering in the formal curriculum. The aim of this collaboration is to align the National Education Policy 2020's guidance to increase the pace of tech integration for youth, the need to bridge the future skills gap in the country, and optimize the current infrastructure towards making India AI ready. Railways Minister has said that 17,756 children were rescued by Railway Protection Force personnel last year. The ministry said RPF undertakes the noble cause of identifying and rescuing children in need of care and protection who are lost or separated from their family. Railway Protection Force also provides special attention towards security and safe travel of passengers through the railways. RPF had arrested over 5,700 criminals last year involved in different types of passenger related offenses. RBI Governor Shaktiganda Das on Friday said that despite a hostile and uncertain international environment, India's economy continues to remain resilient, drawing strength from its macroeconomic fundamentals. Addressing the 22nd Fixed Income Money Market and Derivatives Association and Primary Dealers Association of India annual conference in Dubai, Mr. Das said India's financial system remains robust and stable with bank credit growing in double digits, admitting that inflation has remained elevated. And the RBI governor, however, added that there has been a welcome softening during November and December 2022. Talking about the current account deficit, Mr. Das said it is eminently manageable, adding that average CAD to GDP ratio stood at 3.3% during the first half of fiscal year 2023. The RBI governor said FDI flows remain strong and foreign portfolio flows have resumed since July 2022. He informed that the size of forex reserves is comfortable while the country's external debt ratios are low by international standards. Mr. Das added that liquidity in the government securities and overnight money markets have grown. On rupee depreciation, Mr. Das said the currency fell 7% against the US dollar during the initial pandemic days and 9% between February and November last year in the view of Ukraine war. He However, added that the rupee outperformed the currencies of most advanced and many emerging market economies, acknowledging that global economy is still marred by shocks and uncertainty, and the IMF projecting contraction in over one third of the global economy. Mr. Das said RBI has remained and will continue to remain steadfast in its commitment to keep the shape stable while continuing to move ahead. Our nation celebrated its 74th Republic Day on 26th January. The main function is being held at Kartavya Path in New Delhi. President Draupadi Murmu led the nation in celebrating the Republic Day. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was the chief guest at the parade. During the Republic Day parade, the country's military prowess, cultural diversity, self reliance initiatives, women empowerment, and emergence of a new India is being showcased. The parade ceremony started in the morning with the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the National War Memorial, where he led nation in paying solemn tributes to the brave hearts by laying a wreath. As per tradition, the national flag was unfurled, followed by the national anthem with a blooming 21 gun salute. This time, 21 gun salute was given with 105 mm Indian field guns, replacing the vintage 25-pounder gun, which reflects the growing Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense. Four Mi-17 1V and V5 helicopters of 105 helicopter unit showered flower petals on the audience present at Kartavya Path. The Republic Day parade began with the president taking the salute. For the first time, an Egyptian military contingent took part in the Republic Day parade. The contingent, having 144 soldiers, marched down the Kartavya Path. President Draupadi Murmu said that young voters have the responsibility to raise awareness of the democratic process in the country. Speaking at the 13th National Voters Day 2023, which was organized by Election Commission of India in New Delhi, she said they are now actively participating in the election processes, which is a good sign for democracy. The president said the number of women voters have increased and it is a great achievement, especially for Indian democracy. She added that the government must work to ensure that women's participation is increased in future elections. During the event, President Draupadi Murmu also distributed voters' cards to five youngsters who are going to vote for the first time. Speaking at the event, Union Law Minister Kiran Rijiju said, "It is a privilege to become voters and people must participate in the election process." He said that people are the reckoning force behind successful democracy. Lauding the Commission for conducting free and fair elections, Mr. Rijiju said the way the Commission is working in the country set a great example for the world. Addressing the gathering, Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar said, "Trust is the biggest legacy of the Commission because it is playing an exemplary role to raise awareness among the voters to participate in the elections." He said the young voters have the highest stake in democracy and they should come forward to participate in elections. Padma Awards for year 2023 announced. Mulayam Singh Yadav and ORS pioneer Dilip Mahalanabis honored with Padma Vibhushan posthumously. Government approves proposal for sale of 30 lakh megatons of weed under open market sale scheme. First Employment Working Group meeting under Sherpa track of G20 to be held from February 2nd to 4th in Jodhpur. Union Minister Anurag Thakur holds bilateral meeting with Uzbekistan in New Delhi.